This is a visual demonstration of the recovery of acetone from a solution of water, calcium chloride, and acetone. To begin, I will attach each line of the water pump to each end of the short path condenser. I will then turn on the water pump to fill the condenser. As you can see in the short head, the temperature on the thermometer reads roughly 20 degrees Celsius, which is room temperature. The way this works is the heating mantle will heat the acetone solution and the acetone will evaporate and will climb up the condenser and down the left side into the receiving flask. I will now attach a Keck clip to the condenser and the distillation flask. This will hold it nice and tight and will stop the vapors from escaping. Now let's go ahead and turn on our heating mantle. This will heat up the distillation flask and evaporate our acetone. Okay, so the heating mantle is on and you can see that the temperature reads roughly 30 degrees Celsius. We are waiting for 56 degrees Celsius to evaporate our acetone. So it's been around 10 minutes. As you can see, there is some localized boiling on the bottom going on and on the sides of the flask. So we will continue our heating. So the temperature has reached roughly 56-57 degrees Celsius, so we will now begin collecting our acetone distillate. There is some pretty significant boiling, so we will watch as the vapors climb up the condenser and into the receiving flask. As you can see, the vapors are now climbing up the neck of the flask and into the condenser. Here's a cool shot of the vapors condensing on the thermometer and dripping back down into the flask. Here's a cool shot of me touching the thermo head and manually condensing the acetone myself by absorbing the heat produced into my skin. As you can see, the acetone is now making its way down the condenser, and here's a cool shot of it beating as it goes down. Here's a shot of the condensed acetone running into the receiving flask. Now we have a steady rate of acetone condensing into the receiving flask, so we'll let it sit for a bit and do its thing. Now we have pure acetone distilling into the receiving flask. As you can see, the temperature is now reading over 56 degrees Celsius, so we are done collecting our acetone and we will stop the distillation. We will now go ahead and turn off our heating mantle and finish the distillation. The acetone distillation is now slowed down. We will now wait for it to cool to room temperature and remove the pieces. Here's another shot of me touching the distillation flask with a piece of paper towel soaked in cold water. Okay, so everything has now cooled and we will remove our receiving flask to view our distillate. Our distillate is looking nice and clear, and we have recovered all of the acetone that I added into the solution, so we'll call it a day. We'll go ahead and add our stopper and our Keck clip, and we will store our acetone for future use.